Do this shit. Give me a
We're
countdown and we'll hit it live. All right. We'll go live. Fuck it, we'll do it live. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Dire Bear Adventuring Company. I am your host, Captain Sack, a.k.a. Heath, the Dire Bear GM. If I seem a little down today, I apologize. I've had a long weekend of being in the car. Pretty much 12 hours yesterday. As always, we have Maddie with us playing Annalise, Jack, who has stepped away for a moment playing Yenfear, Chief with us in person, not just in an artistic picture. Playing Arneth. We have Ryan playing Lucky, and back with us, Larry Dixon playing Aj, the gigantic blue griffin, and we're gonna. Anyway, no Steve, no Gillett tonight. He had some prior engagement that was going to take him away from the majority of the game. He might join us towards the end if he gets back in time, but we'll see. If not, awesome. And if you're listening or if you're hearing this later on, take care, buddy. Come back to us as quickly as you can. All right.
This party needs your bail money.
The party needs the fists, these hands. Recap. When last we left off, the party ventured into the Shadow Dwell, where they gained passage down to meet Harker Demlin. A deal was kind of struck, and then someone physically struck, and it all went downhill, ending with a turn. An unexpected ally, I use air quotes, as Harker's right-hand man, Liston Aldridge, turned on him, seeing that the party was going to easily overtake Harker, Liston, and the others. So instead of losing everything, he decided that he would make a better deal. And in doing so, we have cat attack. And in doing so, we see that is where we left off, with Yenfear lying on the ground, bleeding out. Lucky had absconded with the band and had, shall we say, GTFO'd.
That's a good way of putting it.
Yep. Liston had called off everybody from attacking, saying, "Hey guys, let's give up because they're going to best us if we don't." We're going to pick up with a death saving throw from Jack.
Jack's not here.
As Yenfear is, I saw her body. Where did you go?
Spirited away.
Spirited away. Just disappeared on us.
Their soul is already departed.
Rest in peace.
R.I.P. in peace.
I knew them well.
R.I.P. in pieces. I mean, peace. That's what I meant. Pieces. Peace. Damn it. Liston has thrown down has sheathed his weapons, held his hands up. I'm pretty sure we can all come to an agreement that none of us wants to see any further bloodshed. Especially if it's going to be as gruesome as... And he points over at Annalise, who stands with bits of gibleted Harker Demlin on weapons, having gone full Saiyan and just murdering the guy to pieces. Literally. You stand and look at Liston as he is he has his hands up. I'm sure that we can strike in a chord. What do you say?
I am not listening at all. I'm going around him to Yenfear to just not really scoop him up into my arms, but just hold his body.
What's happening? What'd I miss? I heard my name.
Yes.
I'm holding you.
Aww.
paying no mind to Liston, you run over and kind of like slide to your knees and lift at least his head and the shoulders off of the ground. You have.
I thought you were going to say off of the body.
Just rip his
Wow.
Rifling through pockets. Is that a rubber chicken? How'd that get in there? What are you doing now that you have Yenfir's head and shoulders in your
I would
arms?
very much like to heal him.
Okay. Are you going to use a potion or a spell?
I'm going to use Cure Wounds.
All right. At what level are you going to use that?
2nd level.
Okay. 2d8 plus your modifier. Awesome. You gain 10 hit points.
Do I now? Okay.
You finish your incantation, placing your hand gently on his chest, and after a moment, just a heartbeat. There's a as breath and life returns to Yenfir. Eyes flutter open. The first thing you see is Arneth looking down at you.
Covered in his own blood.
A bit
We're
messy.
in rough fucking shape, okay?
Good morning.
Thanks.
Oh.
Do you, what? Where am I? What? What?
You're
Yeah,
in a
Candace.
pool of you're in a pool of your own blood. I know. We're still down here in the dark.
Okay. All right. I wish I could say that that's the first time, but it's not.
But it is not.
Thank you for saving me.
Yeah. I'm pretty
David-
sure I'm dying.
Oh. What do I have for spell slots here? All of them.
I feel like you should
Have
work
you
on
even
your
used
side.
a spell this time around?
What?
Have you even used a spell in this combat?
I've used one or two. I'm going to use Cure Wounds as well.
On
All
yourself,
right.
please.
What?
Use it on yourself.
You're like bleeding to death. Just use it on yourself. I'm good.
Honestly.
Cure wounds.
What if I
Slap
put one hand
himself
on
in the
me
face.
and then one hand on that?
That's not how
Okay,
that
no.
works.
They brace you for moral support while you cast.
Okay,
That's
no.
right. It's cure wounds because you're worth it.
Because you're worth it. I'm going to.
Maybe it's divinity.
Well, fuck that. I'm gonna cure you instead because you just saved my life.
Oh.
So
The
I
love
don't
fest
think-
continues, and Liston looks down and says, "This is very hot, hot one."
this is very... You shut up.
So,
Heartwarming.
who's the leader of the party here?
I just kind of looked at Annalise.
Yeah, I'm just gonna.
Everybody,
Annalise, are you
everybody's
still
like-
in full-on murder everything mode?
She's calmed down a bit. And she puts the saw cleaver on her, on the hook on her belt that's designed for it. And she strides forward towards him and says, "You're going to let us have that circlet. And then we are going to take care of Gafton Kane for you. And then you're going to fix a little issue we have."
What sort of issue would that be?
Well, you see, there's a magister. And this magister, well, he put us in a bit of a bind earlier,
Interesting.
and I'm going to need you to fix it. By either making him silent and forgetting everything, or taking care of him. And I'm sure you understand what I mean when I say that.
Of course. Read loud and clear. A point, though. We no longer have the circlet. It appears as though your man has absconded with it, and unfortunately, it appears as though my allies have not retrieved it. He looks over at the two that were called the Razor and the Line, and you kind of see them kind of tuck their heads down sheepishly. Yeah, boss, he sort of got away. Yeah, tried to stop him, but he's a bit slicker than we thought.
That's
He's
fine.
as though invisibility kind of one of our not strong suits here.
That's perfectly fine. What I mean is you're not going to come after us for the circlet. It's ours. In repayment for having to deal with this. And she nudges
The messy lump.
Harker Demlin, what's left of Harker Demlin with her foot.
Yeah. Quite. No, I can promise you that we've no intention of chasing you down to recover a trifle. Seeing the pain and anguish it has brought upon our small troop, I can assure you that we've no desire to have you turn that over in any way, shape, or form. To the matter of the one named Gafton Kane, what are your intentions? Just so that I know what sort of competition I might have in the future.
We're going to take care of him. And at which point
Right.
we will hand the workings of the silken sash over to one of the working girls that is there. All of his debts that are owed from those who work there will be wiped clean. And while I understand that this will leave a void in the underbelly, as it were, I'm sure you guys will be quick to sweep in and fill it.
No, I already have.
The only thing you need to do is leave the silken sash alone.
Now, what if I were to make a mutual deal that would be beneficial to both sides?
Keep
Not
it.
encroaching upon their business, their territory, just merely offering to make a deal that would be beneficial, as I mentioned.
Keep it clean. No illicit activities. Not with them.
He looks over at the body of Harker Demlin and kind of says, no, I believe I don't like the outcome of that one. I believe that would be perfectly fine, just making all on the up and up, if you will.
Of course. Now, the Magister that you need to handle for me, it would be a Magister Hostatler?
Hostatler, small, older gentleman, balding hair, kind of sticking out of the side, paunch belly.
Yes,
That Hostatler.
Yes, that one. He has a writ for the Sky Wardens in the grand sum of 500 gold pieces. I need you to find out if he's done anything with it. And if he has, he needs to make a formal apology for handing something to them that was forged. You must convince him of that.
So, you're asking me to get the writ, or just merely make him apologize and take full blame for having this happen?
Exactly.
Consider it done.
And once
Tilda,
you have the writ,
Xavier.
burn it.
Certainly. Xavier, gather the writ. Tilda, do what you do best and see if we can't claim it back. Make a good forgery. Not good enough that it would pass as the forger's forgery. He kind of looks up at the sky going, those words don't make sense, but you know what I mean. We need a good frame job. He looks over, William, is there something that you can do here? Aye, there is. I'll take care of it, sir. And you see William, Xavier, and Tilda kind of leave the area talking about what they're going to do, planning it out. He looks back to you, Annalise, and says, and as you can see, there's no vacuum whatsoever. They've already taken to having me as leadership here.
Perfect.
Thank you for taking care of that a nuisance of a problem. Didn't care much for him. He was mean-spirited. He would rather tear someone down than to hold leverage over them. This is not a way for a man to operate a business.
Also, to the matter of my companion Lucky, he's free and clear, right? We're not going to have any of you skulking about trying to capture him again?
As long as he stays out of business of the noose, we're all good.
I will do my best to see that he does.
I would greatly appreciate that, as I'm sure that his livelihood means more to you than it does to us.
For now, yes.
Well put indeed. Is there any other requests that I must acquiesce to?
No, that is it. Fairly
Marvelous.
simple trades, and we will take care of Gafton Kane.
Certainly. You know, perhaps it's better I don't know, but yes, I'm sure having that little blighter out of the way would be good for everyone. He has too much information on too many individuals of power. So, good riddance, I would say. You know the way in, so I'm pretty sure you can find your way out. Yes?
Yes, absolutely. Now, of course, if you ever need assistance of legal nature with the Adventurers Guild, do not hesitate to reach out. I'm sure we
Good
can
lords.
come to substantial agreements.
By all the gods, if you ever find me in league with the Adventurers Guild, make sure that I'm not being possessed by something.
Of course.
Nothing personal against anyone who works for them, and he kind of nods at you all. Just not my cup of tea, if you will.
Absolutely, I understand. Yinfio, Gillet, Arneth, we're done here. And she's gonna lead the way out.
I'll help Yinfir stand up. Just drag herself out.
Looking rough as hell.
You got one arm around Arneth's shoulder, and he has his other hand around you, kind of like hoisting you up as you're kind of just like walking out like war buddies.
We survived the war. This time.
Annalise is gonna hold out the drinking horn to Arneth.
Yeah.
I'll take it.
The drinking horn
If
of
you
justice!
if you take 2 uses of it, it's 15 HP back for you.
Do it. Do it.
Okay. I'll do it.
Do it, you little bitch.
It only takes a minute to refill. So
Yeah.
it won't take
It
long
doesn't take
before
a
we're
moment.
shoving it down Yinfir's throat too.
Yes.
I would say by the time it takes you to walk back, where are you heading to from here?
Our next step is to find Lucky, if we can.
Yeah.
Just drop something valuable and he'll
Right?
come
I should
back.
just like leave my purse on
Lucky,
the
where
ground.
did you run off to?
I would have just ran down the street for like 20 minutes, realized
Jesus,
probably
okay.
just like non-stop, and then realized my invisibility faded and been like, oh shit, I should probably go back. And
You were
sort of
just,
casually started walking back.
I just see you doing like the awkward white boy run where your knees are at weird angles. You're just,
Oh my god. So we just see your smug ass walking down the road while we're like covered in blood. And...
looking like Vince McMahon coming down the staircase.
Yep,
Like a mosh pit of one. Just
of course. The
arms
way he-
everywhere. All right, so you run down the street, realize, oh shit, I'm not invisible.
Oh shit, I should probably go back and help them. And turn around and go back.
I love.
Mosh pit of one.
What
Only
if?
mosh pit.
What if we died? What if we died? And then you'd go back and then. See
I'd
that
have a
we're all
lot
dead.
of stuff that I could loot.
You fucking asshole.
Well,
What did you
Wow.
expect? I mean, you know,
I don't know.
we're 15 episodes in. It's not like you don't
better
know.
than you.
Don't worry, I would never forget you, Jennifer.
That's it, right?
uh,
I'm a man.
so much for being family.
You're
Party.
the first to go.
Mhm.
Are you looking for Lucky?
Yes.
Lucky, are you allowing the party to at least try to find you?
Oh yeah, I'm casually walking back.
Okay. As you are making your way back, you see them coming out. Blood spatters all over their clothing. Looking pretty rough, especially as you watch Yenfir and Arnath sharing the drinking horn back and forth every other minute or so. So
It's like indirect kissing.
It
lick
is,
the rim,
it
hand
is.
over.
Wow. Wow.
That's a clip. Lick the rim and hand it over.
Right along the lines of open your
Wow.
throat and don't choke.
Open your throat and don't choke. Lick the rim and hand it over. All right,
Oh my
so
God.
Moving on.
you guys see Lucky strolling nonchalantly back towards you, holding the circlet.
Oh no, it's on my head.
Oh, the circlet is on your head. Well, that's fine.
Oh, yeah.
You have it attuned to it, so that's cool.
Oh no.
There you are.
Oh hey guys.
You know, that looks rather good on you.
What?
The circlet.
Oh yeah, I forgot I had it on. Thanks. I guess it's mine now.
I
No.
wouldn't say that.
But you just said it looks good on me.
That doesn't mean it's yours. We do have to handle something else, and we probably shouldn't be discussing it out on the streets. So,
Okay.
I think we should find an inn, rest up, and discuss our next plan of action.
Why don't we go back to the silken sash?
That
You look like a princess.
Thank you. It's the nicest thing you've ever said to me, I think.
Have I said mean things?
I don't think Arnath has said a mean thing the entire game.
I think you've just been generally not nice to me.
No, Lucky, that's been the rest of us. Arnath has been nothing but nice to you.
And then you punch him in the junk.
Yeah,
Wow.
like a dick.
He was beating me up.
You instigated it!
You accepted that fight, first of all.
You could have said no.
I was fine with fighting. A fair fight.
It was a fair fight. I
Was
didn't
it?
use magic. That was the terms, no magic. You didn't say no dick punching. If you didn't want dick punching, you gotta clarify.
All right.
We'll remember that for next time.
Knocker.
Yeah.
Well, it's a tragic story.
Rock knocker.
Alright. We should find an inn that is not the Silken Sash.
Why don't we find a nice dark alleyway?
Because last I
No.
checked, it's about the middle of the day, and a dark alleyway doesn't exist yet. Because there's no
you don't
shadows.
know, Lanceport.
Just say any alleyway is dark if you try hard enough. All right. So, party members, where are you heading to now?
Anywhere that I can rest.
If you're
Should
looking for an
find-
inn, are you looking for one in a particular ward?
Just this ward?
I guess this word
Dock
would be
wards,
fine.
north, south.
Um,
Well, we're in the dock ward, so why don't we just look for another... But, sorry, I just threw it in my mouth a little.
Throat salsa.
Why don't we just look for another one in the dock ward? Or dock ward?
Not duck. Yeah, dock.
Dock ward.
Dock wad.
Whoa.
yes,
A
but
back one.
something
Dock wad.
relatively close, because Annalise is not sure how much longer Yenfir and Arnath are going to be able to stay on their feet.
What the fuck am I looking? Oh my god, okay.
I'm really
All right.
tired, guys.
I need to rest.
You guys need
You
healing.
Are you going to? I mean, are you just going to look for one, or are you going to try to inquire about one?
Yeah, well,
Annalise.
I'll
Go ahead, Lucky.
Yeah, I'll find someone and try and talk to them.
Oh, you actually because of your history here, you actually know of one in the dock ward. It's not. I mean, it's not fancy by any stretch of the imagination.
Perfect.
But there are no holes in the roof.
Oh,
and there is the minimum amount of lice that you can find in the beds. So by the standards of most docks, it's pretty good.
How many rats are there?
Well, as a site in Lanceport on the docks, you're actually required to keep at least a minimum of 5 rats.
Oh,
but this is like a 7-rat establishment.
Oh, okay. Good to know.
You know,
but one's renting, so
they're a step above. But the last 2 do pay rent for the entirety of the rest of the party.
Okay,
of rats, that is.
Yeah. Okay, good.
Good organization they have going on.
You know, you have to keep your rats organized.
Yeah, I mean, you can't just let them just.
You can't just let the rats run wild.
Because then you know.
Then you just have mass hysteria, dogs and cats living together.
And rat kings. We don't want any more of those.
Yeah, no one was enough.
Rat kings.
So I actually know of an inn, guys, that we can go to. It's not the nicest place, but they have at least 5 rats.
That
Gross.
Only
sounds
5?
awful.
I said at least 5.
My statement of that sounds awful stands.
The more I hear about it, the less I want to go. So if you just stop talking and just take us there, that would be great. Thanks.
Me? Stop talking?
You would
don't
sooner
mind
see a
helping you.
fish stop swimming.
Really? Do you want to fight, Yenfear?
Maybe later.
No, why not now?
Okay.
We almost died.
Yeah, that's right. You're scared. I'll walk away.
Lucky.
This motherfucker's gonna catch my fucking foot up his ass in a minute. Okay.
Let's go. I'm gonna walk away.
We're gonna follow him since he says he knows the way to an inn.
Do I remember?
You do.
Do I remember?
I don't know. It's been a while since I've been here.
It's called the Leeward Rest.
Ooh.
And it is not right on the docks. It's actually like a few streets back from. And it stands there, a 2-story establishment. Not huge, but large enough that it looks like it has about 6 or 7 rooms to accommodate party member. It seems to be lively at this time of day. You see people coming and going, and as you watch, you see that like a group of sailors off of one ship who are just share, the camaraderie that those types of folk do, seem to be making their way into the tap room. One of them sees you approaching Annalise, blood spattered, and they kind of stop. You watch as he opens the door up and stands behind it, allowing you, kind of like after you, and sees the rest of the party kind of staggering. He goes, "Oi, you've had a bit of a hard day."
Yeah.
And it's not even noon.
I know. First round's on me and my mates.
Thanks.
So nice. Thank you.
I love this place.
Just
Honestly,
promise me
it's
that
just
whatever happened to the fellow that you took care of that spattered about you doesn't happen to me or my crew.
I'll be honest, it was just a bad day in training.
I'd hate to see a good day in training.
Well, it was a bad day for them. The ones we trained against.
Yeah, he says, "Aye, it's one of those situations where you should have seen the other fella."
Exactly.
He goes to pat you on the shoulder, but then kind of looks at you and kind of, just, yeah. The party slides in, and he kind of walks in with the rest of his crew. It's about 4 or 5 men. They all seem, they're suntanned, bleached hair, or, their hats pulled down low. You can see they're weathered. A lot of time at sea. They even smell a little briny from the salt spray and stuff. And as a matter of fact, as you walk in, one of the things you notice is kind of like at the Shadowed Well, the color of the place is that weathered gray. Everything in here seems to be kind of that I've spent a lot of time in the sun and the sea. The smells that hit you are not, they don't assail you. They actually bring back nostalgia for some of you. The smell of sea salt in the air mixed with candles being burned down, the smell of melted wax. You also smell roasted meats and potatoes, all sorts of foodstuffs that hit you, and the smell that is ever present in the tap room of just ale that has spilled out, or beer that has been washed on the floor. Everybody you watch, there are about 8 tables in the room, easy enough for you to find one. As you all sit down, you watch as one of the barmaids walks over. So, what can I give you? Please be needing a room.
Yes.
Please.
Is
Wash basins and cleaning as well.
No, we'll be fine. Unless magic is not allowed in this inn.
Oh no.
Ugh.
Keep it civil, magic's allowed, yeah.
Okay.
I'll pay for a wash basin.
No, that's fine. Don't waste the money. I'll clean you guys.
That does...
I don't
Yeah,
want you
look,
doing anything
No,
to me.
I will also take a wash basin, please and thank you.
It's magic. I'm not gonna like scrub you guys down. I'm just gonna snap my finger and you'll be clean.
I don't want you doing anything to me. I think you've done enough.
I didn't do anything.
Exactly.
What? You told me to do
I'll
nothing.
take an ale, thanks.
I would like
for
some
the-
lunch, if there is anything.
Yes,
in the kitchen.
absolutely. And what for the rest of you?
I'll have some toast.
I'll have some toast.
I'll bring half a loaf of bread, and you can pretend. She takes your drinks and food orders, and she disappears. Comes back after a few moments and sits down several tankards one tankard for all of you, as well as the tankard that you ordered and the food stuffs, the platter. Sit down. She points over to the gentleman that opened the door up, and she said, first round is on him," he said.
Thank you.
"Enjoy. If you need anything, just give me a shout, and I'll come running."
Well, thank you.
All right, and she leaves you to your foodstuffs, and lets you all settle in. Aj, it's been a while, buddy.
And how may I be of service?
When we last left you, you were leaving the party behind to kind of suss their way out.
Yes, and set up for the sting operation and all of that. Which I don't know is not going to be needed at this point, but yeah, great. These guys. Yes. So, yes. Good.
You were sitting nearby when the party had left the building.
Mhm.
Was that correct?
We'll call it correct.
You watched as they left, bloodied. Before that, you watched as Lucky came running out with the circlet on his head.
And you get that one ear cocked kind of look
You're
out of
pretty
them.
sure
Yeah.
that some sort of Mishigosh went down, although not entirely sure of what sort of Mishigosh went down.
You see, I'm of the opinion that the less that I know of what actually happened, the briefer my report will have to be.
This is true. As you're watching, you see a few of the guards, the King's Legion, walking towards the tavern. You watch as a gentleman dressed in very nice clothing, a rapier on one side, a parrying dagger on the other, comes out. He has his cloak on, clasped, hanging down his shoulders. And you watch as he affixes a not an epaulette, but like a shoulder pauldron.
Mm-hmm.
And on the shoulder pauldron, you see the star followed by a series of dots and a line underneath it. You know this to be the King's Legion, the guards. This is the identifying marker for them. We've seen several of them coming and going from the Sky Warden's outpost that's there.
Alrighty then.
You watch as they exchange a few words. How far away would you say you are? Where would you be seated up at?
Well, by the time I see this, I will have gone rooftop to rooftop so that I'm in a place where I can eavesdrop.
Okay. Give me a stealth check.
Look, I'm a gargoyle.
Yeah. That is the bluest and brightest gargoyle I believe I've ever seen. All right, go ahead and give me a stealth check, please.
Thank you. Stealth check. Yes. You know, oddly enough, my screen here is black, so I can't really.
Oh,
click
I
on my
apologize.
character.
Yes.
I seem to have complete dynamic lack of lighting.
Yeah, let's
Ha!
give everybody some light.
That was rude.
Whoop, whoop. But it was
That was
lovely.
rude.
All right. Is
Nice.
that better?
Sure. I'll find myself here somewhere. Where am I?
Here we are, born to be kings.
Go
I
on.
can't find myself on this.
I don't have a
Yeah.
license for that song. Stop it.
Sorry, that's why I stopped.
Oh, crap.
God.
I can't find myself on this map. I'm doomed.
You don't have to find yourself. Just go to your character sheet in the upper
I
right
got
hand
it.
side. And
Yeah.
then
Yeah. Okay. Stealthy. Stealthity. Stealth.
stealth.
I know it's so hard to find who you really
Yeah.
are.
I'd say that being bright blue in the daytime is probably not helping.
No.
You land with a clatter. Cluck, 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 cluck. You watch as your hind legs start to slide off of the roof. You kind of right yourself, flapping your wings to get your butt back around up on top of the roof. You sit there and hunker down, kind of keeping your beak and face over the edge of the roof. You're sure they didn't see you.
Yeah. I've
Clackety
got
clack.
this. Absolutely got this. Right. Ears forward, listening.
You watch as the one that affixed the shoulder pauldron kind of looks up at you, shakes his head, and as the other two guards come up, give me a perception check.
Perception. Gee, do I have advantage?
You don't, but that's okay. Because I rolled.
There it is.
He brings the two guards closer to himself conspiratorially as they lean in to speak, though, trying to keep it soft. You hear as they... Most of the matter has been dealt with. Tell the garrison commander that Harker Dimlin will trouble us no more. Also that the other roustabout, one Gafton Kane, may be dealt with soon as well. Keep an eye out for a party that is a bit odd coming around. They have writs, certainly, but keep in mind that if they do anything untoward in regards to Gafton Kane, they'll have to be investigated, of course, as it is. I also have it on good word that we need to take a look at our suspicions were true. That particular magister that's causing us a bit of trouble, Hostetler, appears to have been taking bribes. I need for you to dispense a team and investigate what's going on with them. All right? Excellent. And don't look now, but I believe there's a scout watching us. I'm not sure why. They
I'll
know
say
what's going on. With
I'll
the
say out
king.
loud, I didn't hear anything.
Nailed it.
Yeah, go on. And they kind of snap their heels together and give him a salute and you watch as they leave. He looks up at you and goes, "Yes, I'm certain you didn't hear a thing. All right, good day." And he's
Yes. Just making sure you know that I was watching and listening and didn't hear a thing you said about
Yeah.
the Magister.
certainly, yes. If you have questions, your outpost commander knows what's going on. Have a good day.
I'm always happy to be of service.
Yes, excellent. Are you still talking to me? As he starts to like suddenly walk. He's like waving and talking to you behind his back.
I sure am, and I'll leap to another rooftop nearby him. I'm really helpful. That's why I'm giving you an escort.
I don't need an escort. Thank you, though. It's quite all right. I'm fine on my own.
That's what makes it a favor, and I'll leap to another rooftop. If I had to give you an escort, then it would just be a job. But since I'm giving you an escort, favor.
He stops. He turns. He looks up at you. Come down here, at least. You're going to provide an escort. At least come down to this level.
I think that's a very kind invitation. And I'll go leap against the side of a building and do a mid-air turn. Do a mid-air turn, aileron roll until I come down on all fours on the ground. Stylish.
Given your stealth check and how slippery these roofs are, please give me at least one acrobatics check.
Oh, I'm pretty.
You do make it look rather nice as you bound forward. You watch as all 4 feet hit the wall and at the same time release off of the wall, flipping over and landing on the opposite side of him. And he's just like, well done. Well done. Now, what do they call you?
Usually, oh, please don't, is what I hear.
Right, so...
But my actual name is Aj.
Aj. It's a pleasure.
And he has a slightly lower register in his voice when he says that.
So it comes out as Aj.
Yeah, exactly. But the point that he's getting across with this is that, hey, I'm pretending I'm having an awful lot of fun and I'm teasing you, but I absolutely have your number, pal.
Right. Well,
And then right back to the smile.
I was going to go for some lunch as a bit peckish after that. You care to join me?
Well, I think it would be wonderful for us to be seen together.
I concur. It would definitely help with my own machinations in gaining favor and ground over compatriots, my colleagues. So, will you escort me? There's a wonderful beer garden and eatery not too far from here in the market district.
That's an excellent place to go. I enjoy. Have you had cinnamon toast?
I'm familiar with it, yes.
It's become increasingly popular lately.
He kind of laughs and says, right. And he says, well, follow me. And as you walk, he explains that he is not he's kind of a mid-rank with the King's Legion. He commands a small garrison of men in the docks ward. He had been undercover himself, trying to get in with the noose. And, you know, he says, but the Sky Wardens know all about this, so you, I'm sure, would have known. He doesn't really tell you much beyond that's what he was working on as a King's Legion, and that, you know, the Sky Wardens know about this. If you have any other questions, I'm sure, and he finds out who you are, and your name doesn't register with him as far as, like, your rank and standing with the Sky Warden, but he kind of, you know, says it's a pleasure to have, you know, someone of your stature around. I'm certain you're high, and I know that the blue griffins are fabled for their healing magics and their restorative prowess in combat. He does ask, though. He does ask about your rider, and I will allow you to divulge information or not at your want.
I'm just going to stare at him when he says that.
I feel like I've just made some major faux pas. And I apologize if I've offended you.
No. Are you familiar with the tradition of the black rope?
I'm not. I'm sorry.
With a Skywarden pair,
Yeah.
whenever the humanoid rider has been lost permanently,
Yes.
someone like me, and he'll turn a little bit, has a black rope tied across the saddle horns. So if you see someone that has this black rope tied as it is, then it's best not to mention their companion that
I
is
see.
dead.
It's good information to share. Thank you very much.
Oh, it's a good thing to know, because some, just some Skywardens just have no sense of humor at all about their best friends dying. Stare
Yes.
at him a little more.
Yes, so it would seem. We should move on to another topic of conversation, one that isn't so sensitive.
Yeah,
I apologize.
I have skill levels in awkward silence. It's great.
He has charisma for days, so
yeah. So let's do it. Yeah, I'm back here in town for a while as I discover what my new status is. Always interested in finding out what's going on in the in the realms of the shorter than I.
the landlocked, shall we?
Oh, that's
Grounded, if you will.
well grounded.
Yes, I am weather well grounded. Thank you very much.
Yeah. Oh, certainly happy to. I imagine that you can afford to feed me, so I'll continue to follow you.
Yes, he says, kind of one of those slow. Yes, I can afford to feed you.
I'm testing him in so many ways right now.
Is it like a full cow, or is it just simply
Oh, you never go full cow.
No, I guess that depends on how hungry you are.
Yes. So, what would you like to talk about now that I'm escorting you?
I would actually like to talk to you more about a rider, but in a not so sensitive manner.
Mm-hmm.
What can you tell me about the human side of that? Becoming a Skywarden, that is.
Becoming a Skywarden is well, the training for a rider begins with tests of character, which is actually somewhat akin to psychological torture, but it's putting them through a series of situations of duress to find out what they're made of.
Testing their mettle, as it were.
But as the person that they are, it's not a test of fighting skills or magical ability. It's there's a saying, character is who you are in the dark.
Right.
It's when there's no one else around. What and who are you really? And whenever that is observed, without them knowing that it's being observed, the test comes so much not during the overt test, but during their recovery from it, seeing their reactions to it.
Sort of a who are you when no one's watching?
Yes, very much so.
Interesting.
And that's why whenever we experience loneliness, we will tend to attach ourselves to others because those periods can be very intense once we realize that that was what was being tested. Anyway, if someone is found to be of durable character, then they can apply to become a writer. And then writers are paired in a unique way. Well, very simply, we spend so much time together that we find out who becomes friends. You would not expect it to be a social assignment, but when you're going to be paired with someone for most of your natural life, you want to make sure they get along together rather than just being assigned.
True. It's much as it is with the army and the military. Fight for
Well,
your brother to the death.
it is a military, a
Yeah.
specialty military.
Of course it is, but saying that it's the same for those of us who are grounded.
Yes, of course. Except that we are units of two acting as one. If that
Like a
does make
cavalry
sense.
unit, of course.
Quite so. Quite so. And cavalry are delicious, by the way.
I'm sure they are. Oh, we've arrived, and he leads you. It is an open area. It is a beautiful garden. It has the word escapes me. Hold on.
Inconceivable?
Google.
Pergolas.
Pergola.
Pergola!
Pergolas.
Check
I
out.
knew that was the word. My brain was like, that's not right.
A thing.
Pergolas that have all sorts of vine plants, wisteria vines, beautiful blooming plants. You see that there is a covered area, and on that covered area are grills, or there's open fire pits, ovens, and things like that. So there's all cooked outside, and it smells. I mean, as soon as you walk in, the first thing is just like heavenly to your senses, as you are hit with the smells of roasting meats, cooking breads, all sorts of wonderful things, and also the heady smell of flowers from the vine, from the plants that grow all over the pergolas.
This is a good place. No blight here.
Excellent. Well, as he walks up, he tells the attendant. They kind of notice him. They recognize him. They greet him openly.
Mm-hmm.
And this is when you learn his name.
Mm-hmm.
His name is Burton Gantry.
Burton Gantry.
Burton Gantry.
Of the Lanceport Gantrys.
No. No family you've ever heard of. But they do refer to him as Captain. Captain Gantry. Please, it's Burton. Ah, yes! Mr. Burton, please. Your usual tale. Oh, my God, what is that? As they look past him to see you kind of standing, towering over him.
Well, I'm just doing the whole side.
Is that your plus one, sir? Hello?
He's got the little fire coming off the edge of the
Yep.
of the eyelashes there.
He's like, there. You see the host turn and quickly start moving tables aside to where there's enough room for you to make entry in without being waited to be called over. You watch as Burton makes his way into the area and sits down at the table that is clearly prepared for you both to sit and dine. You enjoy a wonderful lunch.
Yes, I'll confide in him. That's actually the part that I enjoy most.
Well,
I just love to be accommodated.
Given your massive size, I'm sure that I would have been the same.
Mm.
It is a pleasure making your acquaintance, and perhaps our paths may cross again at some other time. I need to go. I must be off. But this is after he has finished his meal. Please stay, drink as much as you like, eat as much as you will. I will settle the tab later. He calls the host over and kind of whispers in his ear. The host nods his head and says, and pats him on the shoulder and says, "Well, take care of it." And then he leaves. Aj, it was a pleasure.
Thank you, Captain Burton Gantry.
Please. Burton is fine. And with that, he makes his way out.
I found my meal ticket for today.
Party!
Yes.
That isn't Ash. You have eaten, you've enjoyed drinks, you have made your way to your rooms.
I've attuned to winter.
You attuned to winter.
May I attempt to attune to the circlet?
You may.
I feel like it was less of Arnath eating and more of him just slumped on the table napping.
He's got his
Big
head down on
mood.
the table, and he takes his finger and scoots the food close to his mouth, and he goes,
After a while,
Using a
Yinfir
loaf of
also
bread.
scoops some food towards his mouth.
he just slides more food over.
Just
Enjoy.
like,
Wow. Just Pac-Manning it.
yeah.
All right. You wash up. They offer to repair your clothing if you would like, your garments.
Please.
Of course.
Okay, I guess. Yeah.
They charge you the room itself was 1 silver with the basin. They charge you a couple of copper to repair the clothing. It comes back nicely mended, cleaned. Still damp, from being washed and everything, but they bring it back to you taken care of. They ask you if there's anything else that they can get for you.
I'm good, thank you.
Of course. Annalise, anything else? You wanted your clothes mended and everything tied up, taken care of?
She's
Alright.
clean and happy. Now what she wants to do is sit down with her party and discuss their next move.
All right. You gather for the evening meal, as most of the day has passed. Lucky. Attuning to the circlet.
I totally forgot, Yenfir, that I have 4 hit points currently. So if we had gotten to a fight, you would have kicked the shit out of me.
Oh, shit! Oh, I was so in the mood to fight you, too.
Why? Why do you
Because you're a
hate
fucking
me?
asshole. That's why.
No.
I
You're a
don't
cowardly
hate
bitch.
I'm not cowardly.
I don't hate you.
Not cowardly?
Nope.
You sure?
Roll for that. That's a deception check.
Yeah.
I've never even heard of one.
That's a Ryan deception check.
It is a Ryan deception check. What do you roll for that one?
I'll
How
just
good
go.
is your charisma, sir?
Hey man, look at this bone structure.
That's true.
I bet mine can beat yours.
I'll fucking chin battle you any day.
Gin battle! The time is 9, motherfucker.
Ridiculous.
Just running at each other with your chins out.
Yeah.
It's the real reason I have the beard.
For chin protection.
Right.
For when you're chin battling.
That's correct.
Yes.
I got a little leverage because I'm like 90% neck.
Watching a giraffe just
Like a fucking giraffe, yeah. He'll just
winging around as a giraffe.
Like, at the end of the day, the two of you can try, but I'm just gonna bodily lift you both up off the ground either way because you're both 90 pounds soaking wet.
Okay,
And
barbarian.
frozen, one of you over one shoulder, one of you over the other shoulder.
Honestly, I would
bitches,
love
let's
to
go.
see that.
Dude.
I could
The
definitely do
circlet.
that to Jack. Ryan, I'm actually not sure if I could actually
I'm
do
very
that
tall.
to you. Are
I got a
you are
lot
very
going on.
tall.
There's a lot going on. All right, circlet, sir.
Sorry.
The circlet. Go ahead and write this down in your personal stash.
I feel like we should take that off of him.
Yeah. You can
It is
keep
a-
it for now. Until we know that you
Circlet
have
of
it.
wit and charm.
All
I
right.
feel like that's really dangerous.
You
and
have
It's already too
advantage.
powerful.
You have advantage on charisma checks involving persuasion or deception.
We should not have let him have that.
You know, because that's what Lucky needs more of.
Right? I was
Can I,
just thinking
like- Can I just go over and try to take it away from him?
No.
Now,
Get away! No!
Don't
Fine.
touch me!
there's one more thing that you need to write on there.
Gives you epic abs.
It no, not at all. It does enhance your chin even further, though. You look at Jalen.
It's very just
yeah,
a lantern.
Wide,
Very.
Jennifer Garner. Anyway, so
Jennifer Garner.
if you fail in your
You
check,
die.
You fucking die.
no. The other party has a DC 10 charisma check. If they succeed, they realize that you are beguiling. In other
I
words,
punched
You have
in the dick.
advantage on the check, right? But if
there's a
they,
chance they'll know.
if you fail against them, like their insight is higher than your
Mhm.
persuasion or deception, they have another check of a DC 10 to realize whether or not you are beguiling.
So if I make a deception check and I roll like a 10, can I then say I want to use the circlet, or do I have to say I'm using the circlet and then I get
You
advantage?
use it automatically.
As
Oh,
long
it's
as
just
you're wearing it.
anytime I'm
Just
persuaded.
every time.
Anytime.
As long as you're wearing it.
Good thing
That
I'm
is
so
true.
lucky, right?
So you can take it off. But yeah, anytime you make persuasion or deception checks, if
Never
you
coming
fail,
off.
there's a chance that they could learn that you were trying to beguile them.
It's terrible.
Listen, Arnett, I know you think it's probably a bad idea to give this to me, but I really think it's the best idea that I keep it. I'm gonna try and persuade you. I'm gonna
Just
try.
because-
I'm
Yeah,
gonna
let's
try
do it right off.
and
Right out of the gate.
This is how it goes down. As you get the persuasion
use-
10.
Sorry, you get advantage on that.
Persuasion. What?
Insight check against his persuasion, please.
Okay.
Damn it!
I need you to give me a charisma check.
We're
a
learning all
straight
the uses.
charisma check, please, Chief.
Me? Oh, okay. Charisma.
Damn it!
As you listen to him go, I know you think it's a good idea to give me, but really it was. You realize that not only is he wrong, not persuading
Really
you,
wrong.
that he was trying to use some magical effect against you.
You're already trying to use it.
I just want to see if it worked. So you figured it out?
Yeah.
Let's see if it worked.
I'm going to reach over and try to
No,
yank
no,
it
no, 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 no,
off
no.
of his head.
I'm gonna backpedal. Hold on. Whoa, whoa.
No,
Whoa,
give it up.
whoa. Let me argue my case.
I don't want to hear your case.
No, but what if we use it on Captain Kane?
You don't have to wear it right now.
I'm trying to get used to it, you know? Sort of feel it out. It's like a new
Feel
pair
like
of
you-
pants, you know? I gotta wear
Trying to
it,
wear
so-
those shoes. You don't have to wear a new pair of shoes to get them, break them in. You know?
Are we all together now?
Yes.
Okay. Can I sneak up behind him?
Give me a stealth check, and then Lucky, give me a perception check.
Oh boy.
You successfully sneak up behind him.
I'm going to yank it off his head.
Give me a sleight of hand, please.
Well, hold on. So what? The way I dress, the circlet is on and the hood is on over it.
I rolled an 18, so
give
I
me
mean,
a perception check with advantage because you have the hood up.
But
And it's not that you don't feel it; it's just that it's so quickly done. Oh, damn it! The hood came down, and the circlet came off in one swift motion.
okay.
you don't think
That's
it's a good
enough.
idea?
Bullshit.
You don't
No,
think we can just go to Captain Kane and be
I
like,
don't trust you.
just convince him? I'll give it back after.
I don't trust a word that comes out of your mouth, frankly.
I'm not using magic to do it now. And why don't you? I've never lied to you.
I'm gonna reach over and flick him on the nose.
Larry's not wrong. They do often fight other people than themselves. You're gonna flick him on the nose, roll to attack.
Roll to attack.
What is it?
You do 32 damage.
You smash his nose into his skull.
1d20.
and it goes right out the
It's
other
one
side.
d20 plus your. Let's go with dexterity since it's a quick motion.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. That right doesn't do any damage to you because it's just one of those flick. But yeah, the tip of your nose, you really feel like you have to sneeze now, as the tip of your nose is just your eyes are watering a little bit. Oh, that hurts
Stop
so
it.
much.
I'm
Stop
arguing
it.
my case.
Because you
No.
haven't proven that you're even a little bit trustworthy, really.
Why?
considering You ran.
You told me to.
And left us for dead.
You told me
You're
to take
supposed
it.
to do it.
Go.
You're not supposed to do what I say. Nobody
So
listens to
unfair.
me.
Yennefer,
Nobody
Do what I
listens to
say,
me.
but not all the
Yeah.
time.
Like
Yeah.
only sort of.
Yennefer,
What?
it was the right call. We needed the circlet out of there. We needed
Thank
him
you,
out
Alice.
of there. Well, Hawker Demlin still lived. And lucky you still shouldn't have the circlet.
But I'm really persuasive, and I could maybe convince what's his face to let us keep it, or to just like leave town, be like, "Get out of town, kid. Don't ever let me see your face again."
I'm going to tell
Again,
you right now
you
that's
don't have
not
to
going to
use it.
work.
You
What if
don't
I
have
put
to
on that
wear it.
voice?
It's still not going
Why
to
would
work.
I do that? If it wouldn't
Listen here,
work.
kid.
Listen here, kid.
Okay, okay.
It's
There, you
not,
see?
Get out of this town and never come back again, you see?
it's
see you around
not
again, I'll give you a good
going
one
to
for.
work.
How do you know?
Because I know men like him. He's very secure in his own position. And the only
But
way
it's
we're
magic.
going to get rid of him is to
So it's magic.
take care of him.
I don't want to look after some old guy for the rest of my life.
Oh my god. Yennefer, please
It's
tell
not
me you
your
understood.
right to take care of him. It's
yeah.
mine.
Oh, Yennefer. You're
Well, I don't
involved
want
with
you
us
looking
now.
after some old guy.
Lucky, shut up.
Why are we gonna look after this guy? Why don't we just tell him to leave town?
Because
I'm just gonna shove this circlet in my bag.
Okay,
Alright.
you successfully
It's
shoved the
safe
circlet
there.
into your bag. Stealing the circlet. Shove the circlet into your bag.
Alright,
Yeah.
Yennefer. We need to make him believe that we're still going through with this deal.
Yeah, we should maybe have some sort of
Shut up,
persuasive
Lucky.
force to convince him.
I know you said lucky, but that's not what I heard.
Shut the fuck up, Ryan!
No, I heard shut up, fucky.
Oh my god.
That is definitely not what I said.
You know, fucky farms.
Or is it?
Alright, look,
Fucky fine.
We need him.
Whoa, we're at exactly 1,000 total views. Crazy.
Hell yeah, bitch. 1,000 total.
We need him to believe that we're not reneging on the deal, because we do not want to put your mother in danger.
So you have to be as honest about your utter deception as you can be.
So what we're going to do is we're going to return the circlet. However, as we return the circlet, we're going to bring the guard with us. And he is going to see the inside of a cell, and he's going to stay there for a very long time.
That ain't gonna work.
Lucky, it's a better plan than you trying to convince him to leave town, when he is so
All right.
firmly cemented here.
So we'll go with your plan, but just remember when it blows up in your face that I suggested another plan.
That wasn't going to work, because no matter what you said, you weren't going to convince him to leave.
It's magic. Doesn't need to think it himself. I force him to think it.
Do you have suggestion?
I don't know what you're talking about.
Can I roll a deception check on that? Because that's bullshit.
You mean insight?
Insight,
You
yes.
can roll an insight check against that.
Well, then I gotta turn advantage off.
As far as you can tell, he doesn't know what you're talking about.
Can't anyone suggest things?
Lucky, I don't mean that kind of suggestion. I do mean the spell suggestion.
Oh, I don't really know anything about magic.
That you can also give me an insight check for.
With advantage, because I've watched him use magic.
But I don't
Sure.
actually personally know anything about magic. So it's not really a deception.
Yeah, but you do know magic because that's like
No.
I don't know
you
it.
use magic.
I use it, but I don't know it.
That's
Like I don't
That's
understand.
not how magic works.
That's not how magic
is for-
works.
not how
That is
this works. That's not how any of this works.
See, if I was a wizard, that's not how that would work. Or a sorcerer. As a warlock, literally, my dark patron just gives it to
You
me.
literally have packed magic,
Yeah,
is-
but that's him giving me the magic.
but you know how it works.
Yeah, yeah.
So you
So
know
it's-
how magic
yeah,
works.
But I
because
don't
it's a
know how
deception
magic in
check.
general works. Like I don't. I'm saying I don't understand magic like as a whole. Like you can't just like show me a spell I don't know and be like, learn the spell. I'd be like, I don't know fucking what this is.
No,
Well, yeah, that
you don't know. You're not familiar.
I
with
don't
strength.
understand magic. I know magic. I don't understand magic, which is what I
There,
said.
underneath arcane, there are sorcerers, wizards, and warlocks, and bards, technically. But let's deal with the three: sorcerer, wizard, warlock. Whenever you cast a spell that you were given, you understand the words to the incantation,
Mm-hmm.
you understand the hand signals or the somatic part of it, and you understand the material components behind it. You know that those words equal this thing. It's kind of like knowing phrases in French or Spanish. You understand exactly what that phrase means. You understand sentences put together. You know in particular how that works. You're correct. You don't know how a sorcerer pulls their magic or a wizard does their magic, but you know if you have the suggestion spell and you're telling them, I don't know what you're talking about, that is a deception.
Yeah, but that's not what I was saying to Annalise. Annalise said something about like it's a type of magic, and I said I don't understand magic.
But as a warlock, you would have to understand the nature of the magic you deal with. Otherwise, it'd be like giving a chimpanzee a gun.
Yeah.
I mean, is it not?
Is that not the perfect
That's not how
metaphor
that
for my
works.
character?
What do you have? A knife? No.
Okay,
So the way I understand, for Warlock at least, is basically I have like a translator app that someone gave me. And I'm like, I want to go invisible. And then the app goes, this is how you go invisible. And I go, okay. And I do that.
Regardless.
And
it's all good.
The translator app is
That's actually like one of the best things I've ever heard. That's not quite how it works. But you know what? Sure. You kind of go,
regardless.
Hello, dark gem in my chest. What do we do?
Yeah, like maybe
go invisible, you idiot.
Maybe some warlocks or some other people may understand how it works and be like, oh, I know that if
But you technically, as Lucky goes, I don't know. I just go, oh shit, invisible.
Exactly. Yeah.
You know what? I absolutely love this because it plays in with the character.
That's my point.
Fair enough.
He is not lying to you. He literally doesn't know how it works. He just knows that he can do things. He has savant syndrome. Don't ask him how to put this shit together. He just knows the answer.
His brain's just a bag of cats.
Yes.
My life is a bag of cats.
Oh, mood.
Maybe swung around.
God. Okay.
Yes.
All right.
He would have a VCR blinking at 12 o'clock, but know how the VCR to put the tape in and play it.
Exactly. I don't know where the remote is. I just hit play on the VCR.
This shit auto rewinds. What are you talking about? I've never had to. It's always ready to go.
Mom does it for me.
Okay, Yinfia. What do you suggest then?
It's not good enough for me that he stays alive.
You know what, Jack? Or sorry, Yenfear.
You know what, Christine?
I wish my name was Christine now. Actually, never mind.
You can't start with that.
Okay, what?
Then...
hurting cats.
How hard are you backpedaling right now? Do I need to intimidate the shit out of you?
Anytime I say anything, you guys shoot it down, so never mind. I'm just going to say nothing. I'm going to do whatever you guys want, and when it blows up in your face, I'm going to say, there you go. Your plans don't work any better than mine. Haha. Boom.
How often have you been right?
Okay, are you going to suggest something other than convincing him to leave? Or are you going to continue to suggest that we try and convince him to leave? Because if you're bringing something new to the table, then we're willing to hear it. But if you're going to keep saying, well, we can just convince him to leave, let me use the circlet, it's not happening. Because I don't trust you with the circlet.
Well, then I'm just not going to say anything.
Fair enough. Yinfear.
Well, I'll just never speak again.
Yinfear.
Good. Great. What?
Are you done snapping at me like a petulant child?
He just needs a nap.
I am trying to help you and your mother get out of this, as well as free everybody else who is indebted to him at the Silken Sash. I would like to do it without bloodshed.
So we're not going to murder him?
Whoa, when did anyone talk about murdering him?
Taking care of him.
Like,
that's
2 minutes
the
ago.
opposite of murdering someone.
No, Lucky. It is not. For somebody who comes from the underbelly, I'm surprised you don't understand that. Look,
yeah, even I understood that.
Even me.
But technically...
I mean, I might have been a little confused at first, but I caught on.
I got it. I figured it out.
Yeah.
I was saying, technically, Lucky isn't from the underbelly.
She doesn't know that.
I'm a good boy.
Considering the fact that she was approached by Harker Demlin to be like, hey, we're looking for Lucky.
No,
that's
according to Annalise, scum of the earth.
Piece of shit.
Low life.
Garbage.
Why do we even try? Let's just tie bricks around his feet and throw him in the sea.
Yeah, that's a little harsh.
Here is at that point.
That's a little harsh.
No.
Back a bit.
It's completely
back a bit.
valid for you.
Dial it back about. I'm at a 10. You need me at about an 8.
Yeah.
8 for Annalise, 10 for Yinfear.
Okay. Anyway.
Yinfear is like.
I want this guy dead.
Lucky, they're interchangeable.
Yeah.
0 for Arnett.
0 for Arnett. Also, dogs
married.
are cute.
Okay.
Wait. But did you say I do? Because if you didn't say I do, it doesn't count.
You took the ring, but
I took the ring.
You took the ring. I held it out. I was like, "You want the ring?" I mean,
But
you
then
didn't
he
say I do.
punched you in the junk.
That was after or
Yeah.
before.
I feel like I need to punch him back.
I feel like the scene
Please
from
don't
Willow
right now.
whenever they hit Mad Mardigan with the love potion, and he swears his undying love to the girl. I can't remember her name right now. And like, but then later